Terry Gou is known as a businessman, a billionaire, one of Taiwan's richest people. He's not, a mainstay on Taiwan's political scene. Could you tell us a little bit about him and how he might disrupt or change the presidential race between the two major parties?
Yeah, so Terry Gou, of course, famous for being the former leader of Foxconn, the company most famous for helping to make iPhones in China. And Terry Gou has tried to run for president in the past before he made some very big, dramatic announcements saying that the goddess Mazu had visited him in a dream, telling him to run. And he ran for the KMT primary last time and did not win. And as a result, he ended up actually dropping out of the KMT. But now, of course, it was kind of expected that if Terry Gou was going to try to run again, that he would go back to the KMT. And
Terry Gou obviously thinks that he is the one that will bring the KMT victory next year. Who might he appeal to, or what sort of characteristics or political background or experience do you think he has that might mean that he's the one that could win the presidency?
I think what he would argue is that he can appeal to the moderate voter a bit more than, say, some of the deep blue candidates. I think in particular, the KMT needs to be able to tap into that kind of middle vote. And I think Terry Gou is hoping that he's going to be able to offer that appeal. Now, whether or not, the moderate voters in Taiwan buy that is a different story. I think there's been some public opinion polling that looks at Terry Gou's name, and I don't think it's as popular as someone like Ho Yo-i is right now. Now, I think Terry Gou is going to try to do quite a bit of campaigning over the next few weeks to try to show that he could be the person that is the moderate, pragmatic KMT candidate. But whether or not the KMT voter base is receptive to that, I think is a different story.
And could you tell us a little bit more about how questions over Taiwan's relations with both the US and with China hangs over Taiwan politics? And how might Terry Gou try to position himself in that big question?
So I think everyone is looking very closely to the US-Taiwan relationship going into 2024, especially with Tsai being there right now. And of course, the ongoing question of if there is another DPP president, will Taiwan and the PRC be able to ever establish formal channels of communication? And because Terry Gou, I think, is going to try to position himself as someone who can both establish formal channels with the PRC and maintain a good relationship with the US, I think that's really what he's going to try to campaign on.